I'm very excited for this best of 3 series of StarCraft 2. It's from the brand new season of the RSL, where we're starting off with a Protoss versus Zerg. Now, spotting right here in the upper right, playing in blue, we have the 2 times world champion of StarCraft, who goes by the name of SOS. For some reason, he capitalized the final S in his clan tag. His team is Streamer Zone, but he's also playing under a barcode username. Absolutely cursed. His opponent in the bottom left, representing Basilisk most of the time, but for some reason, we don't have it spinning around on the main hatchery. We do have Reynor, though. It's played on the Korean server, of course. He is currently over in Korea. And I guess on the Korean server, we do not have a decal. Either way, this particular match should be so much fun. These two, whenever they play against each other... Oh, we're going for a proxy hatch? He was faking going for a third. Yeah, these two really enjoy cheesing one another. Most people, when they go up against SOS, are trying to play super defensively, and I think that's a reasonable thing to do, but this is Reynor, always happy to fight fire with fire. SOS is known as a bit of a cheeser. He does like to play macro games from time to time, but there we have it. This particular series is going to start off with a bang. Now, we find ourselves on a new map. The new season of the RSL is using a new map pool. So this map is called Throne of the Dunes. I believe I've seen it during the Team Liquid map contest, but it has been a little bit. Zergling's already rushing across the map. We've got ourselves a Cybercore coming up right now too. Now, interestingly enough, this was gateway into Forge here from SOS. SOS is thinking about sneaking a probe around the site here in the end anyways, but I don't believe that the cannon rush is going to work because you're getting proxy hatch rushed. Should we not put down a photon cannon though? Zealot probably needs to be positioned here, or at the very least something to prevent this from going in. Should we not just plant down a photon cannon here defensively, SOS? Do you really think you're going to be able to defend this regardless? Bunch of probes here on idle. We do have a hatchery coming up as well in the meantime at home for Reynor, who is now beginning droning yet again. Indeed, a photon cannon will begin. Adept now coming up too. It's messy. It's kind of dirty. But I think it's good enough. What about the hatchery, though? What is Reynor going to be using it for? Like, is he going to double down? Oh my god, he does let it finish. He starts up a queen. If we wanted to go for a Nexus, we needed to start it up before that creep started moving here. Photon, though, is going to be done. And ultimately, Reynor's aggression here is going to fall flat on its face. I don't think this is going to be a net positive for the Italian Zerg here at all. Now, we have seen SOS, like I said, right? Play macro a little bit here and there. And there was this infamous series that these two actually played not too long ago, where SOS wanted to go for a mothership rush, you may recall. Nice little surround right around the link. He wanted to go for a mothership rush, but he ended up getting supply blocked like 3 times. Super scrappy, super messy. And I think in a longer game, even with an eco deficit as significant as this one, I think Reynor is the clear favorite. So I guess the idea right here from Reynor is to basically just put himself slightly behind in the earlier stages of the game, but just try to wing it from there. Like, try to make sure that the opponent is also going to be forced to play a very wacky follow-up, and at the very least make sure that the early game is not going to be one that they get to decide the pace off. So now SOS, in a way, has been forced to play a normal follow-up, like he's been forced into a standard Stargate. That forge that he built was not going to do anything on the other side of the map. And now, suddenly, this game is weird. I do consider this an advantage for Protoss, but I think Reynor can build his way out of this reasonably reliably. We'll have to see. Oracle number 1 is out. What SOS really does need to do here relatively soon is get another Nexus going. I don't think you can really just stick around, man. He needs to get the pro production up. I don't think you can really just stick around on 2 Nexi here. It depends, of course, on when the Zerg decides to take a third, but you know what I mean? Like, right now, Reynor is effectively forcing SOS to play a little bit of a longer game. Oracle does get 2 worker kills, not bad. All right, 3 in total. Honestly, not bad whatsoever. If I were SOS here, I think macro makes the most sense, but likewise, we haven't really seen him play all too much as of late, right? Like, you never really know with SOS how good he truly is. Has he been practicing, or is he just happy to be invited to a tournament? And is he... Oh my god, we're... All right, we're going Fleet Beacon on the back of this too. Is he just happy to be invited to a tournament, and is he just trying to have some fun for the fans? Hard to say. Oracle goes in around the site yet again. So, let me get this straight. This has been a quick forge, proxy hatchery, and then a pre-5-minute Fleet Beacon. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Are we gonna go Tempests? Or are we still trying to do a Mama Ship rush? Because this could actually be a Mama Ship. No, it's Tempest. It's Tempest. In the meantime, we do have a Stasis Ward over here. Not bad. SOS catches all of the Zerglings. Now it's just a bunch of Queens defending this. Good transfusion at the last possible second. We will see a bunch of damage taken, though, on some of these Zerg units. But I think this third hatchery is basically guaranteed. Now, what is happening, though, in this game right now is that Reynor needs some sort of anti-air. Lair is just about to finish. If he does not start up a Spire, he could actually be in a world of trouble, because Hydralisks, for example, or Queens alone, that's even worse, are not going to cut it. He starts up a bunch of Roaches now. He will notice on the other side of the map that there is no third Nexus. Oh, we go Overlord speed. Oh, okay. Reynor is actually following this up with even more aggression. I thought a Spire would be likely the safest choice against somebody like SOS, just so you can either go Mutas if there's no Stargate shenanigans, or you can make Corruptors if it is indeed a Tempest or like a Mothership follow-up. We do go Spire right now. Wait. Oh, okay. He was going Overlord speed. He canceled Overlord speed, and he decides to go for a Spire. I thought he was ready to bring the Queens to the other side of the map in a private jet, but I guess he has now seen the Tempest, and he decides to just cancel that. We have the Tempest one-shotting drones here. A little bit of Tempest worker harass. Sure, why not? But you know what? I do think the way that Reynor is navigating this and almost like guiding this match is really solid. Like, this is exactly what he wants. Because now SOS is forced to play a longer game. And I think in longer games, Reynor is always the favorite. It's messy, it's kind of dirty, but I think it's good enough. Can we actually snipe the third hatchery, though? Because this is... Honestly, if you can kill the third hatchery, that would be a big deal. It's not like Reynor's economy is phenomenal here. He does have 59 drones, but if they have no mineral fields to mine, that would be massive. In the meantime, this Void Ray over here is taking care of a lot of the issues. The Adepts are going to also keep all of this alive. Reynor, though, has been sacrificing Queens, using their transfusion energy to buy time for the Corruptors to come out. And with the Spire, obviously a little bit quicker to build now in the most recent balance patch of the game, Reynor is going to be okay against this sort of thing. Yeah. And this is going to once more force SOS back to the drawing board. Maybe we should have recalled them? I'm not entirely sure why we haven't. They're expensive, man. Yeah, he's got a recall available. Instead, he decides to just YOLO both of them away. A little bit unfortunate. He's going Glaive to Depths, by the way. What in the world is this game? SOS, I didn't even notice it yet. SOS is now going Glaives? This absolutely makes zero sense. I guess with the opponent sacrificing so many Roaches, you know there won't be that many. In the meantime, I think Reynor is going to go for the Caustic Spray on the new Nexus. He sure is. What about the Adepts, though? They're going to town on the mineral line as much as they can. Oh, he's actually going to split them up. He wants to go for 2 Nexus kills, forcing a Stalker Warp in right now and a cancel on that third. In the meantime, the Roach numbers are indeed growing and Roach speed is coming. Yeah, Reynor, I mean, he's like a shepherd in this game, you know? Like, he is just guiding this Protoss in the right direction. They don't want to go back to, you know, the field. They don't want to go and hang out anymore at home. But, you know, the night is coming, so it's time to bring the Protoss back home. I think that's what shepherds do anyways. I don't know. I don't go outside. I'm a respectable nerd. I don't leave the house. Are you insane? But I've seen it in picture books. You know, the ones that I had when I was a kid. Anyways. Shepherd manga. How about Shepherd manga? Can we do? I don't know. Is that a possibility? SOS, though, is now running into a gigantic problem. Look, he's got no economy. He's got no upgrades. And he has no army. I mean, it's all relative, but this is really bad. Look at the supply difference right now. Reynor is practically doubling it. And he has been in the driver's seat of this game ever since the very beginning. Now the Roaches have their Roach speed upgrade. They're going to be pushing through. Blink is not yet done. And this is, again, really well managed here by the Italian Zerg. At the very least, we do get a snipe on one of the newly built hatcheries. But it's right when the game is over. GG. Okay, next up. We find ourselves on the map 10,000 feet. What are we going to do this time, Reynor? Do we go 12 pool again? We sure are. We're going for a very quick spawning pool. This is the fastest possible pool you can go for. 17 seconds, 17, 18 seconds of in-game time. We do, however, have a probe scout. Seeing this coming in is the absolute key. Now, this could just be a probe, though, to delay a hatchery on the low ground again. And this is so annoying here for SOS. Look, it's a hatchery pretending, or a drone rather, pretending to be building a hatchery over at the third. Reynor is just doing the exact same game once more. Probe did go into the main base this time. He's checking whether or not there's a secondary drone coming down. He did go for a gateway. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if SOS manages this better the second time around. I would imagine you once more planted down as part of the wall-off. Probe is already coming down, though. Yep, SOS realizes that there is something fishy happening. Forge once again. What is this opening, dude? Did he go to school together with Hero? It's disgusting. So far, though, the blocking here is pretty solid, but the hatchery will start up once more. I think what we do, right, when you get the Forge, you just build the Photon right away. Cybercore, Photon Cannon. Now, this is a gigantic opening. I don't really like it, but... Can we go Cybercore? And then when the Forge is done, you make a Photon. And then Zork is not in a good spot. Right? Last time around, though, he went double Zealot. Yeah, he's going double Zealot again. He doesn't have the minerals for it at the moment. Did pull 3 of those probes. Zealot does spawn just barely in the nick of time. Man, this opening is just a little bit too wide, but I think it's okay. Can we please make a photon cannon? We have the minerals for it. Please, please, please. Please make a photon cannon. Please make a photon cannon. Whoa! All right. Raider's pulling the boys. Wait a second. He's only left a couple drones behind. This is reminding me right now of the Maru games. Is this good enough? We have 2 zealots over here. 2 zealots and then an adept coming up. Photon cannon now begins. This positioning, though, this little alleyway is not too bad. Zealots can deal a lot of damage. Probes are going to have to be pulled as well from the main base. What are we watching right now? There's 5... No, there's like 8 more probes, though, than there are drones. There's significantly... Yeah, this is way better for Protoss. There's significantly more stuff. And ultimately, right, it's not the most elegant way to put it, but more stuff should beat less stuff. Photon cannon right now done. Obviously, those Zerglings are helping out a ton. Alright, we could kill the Nexus up on the high ground. The Adept, by the way, can be microed for a very long time. More links are swooping in. GG gets caught, though. SOS gets a point on the board. Now, I've gotten into the habit of fast-forwarding to minute 2 whenever I cast any games of Protoss versus Zerg, because usually that's when the games become interesting. The early game of PvZ is so well figured out that usually everything just sort of makes sense. I wonder, though, if in game number 3, right? So this is obviously the Deciders match. Do we go for a hatchery first now? Do we just build a pylon on the low ground? Do we just try to play a... No, we actually don't go pylon on the low ground. Do we just try to play a normal match? Well, SOS is clearly done getting proxy hatched. Maybe getting a bit of a taste of his own medicine. He decides to build the first pylon right next to the gas geyser and then a gateway right next to it. This is really quite bad against a hatchery first opener. This is that weird rock, paper, scissors that StarCraft 2 sometimes has, because you're playing the game obviously in real time and both players are executing whatever they want to, and they're not scouting, so you end up taking a little bit of a gamble. This is really nice against the proxy hatch. This is not good at all against the hatchery first. Because now if you want to go Nexus, my god, he just plants it raw, straight right over here on the low ground. Just a link flood is going to be hard to stop. We need to have a second pylon over here just to be able to make the wall. If we do not make the wall in time, we're in a world of trouble. Cybercore is going to come up over here too. He's not going to plant the pylon until like 20, 21, 22 supply at earliest. And if Zerg decides to be aggressive, you're in so much trouble. Well, let's see. Probe Scout is now going to reveal what's happening, and he will notice it is indeed a hatchery first. Good old hatch gas pool. Pylon? Oh my god, that's so ugly. Why? Why would we? That's so... that's not gonna provide a power field all the way to over there, man. It's not gonna fit. This is arguably... maybe I'm mistaken. I would like to be wrong. But like my gut instinct is telling me that this is the worst possible location for a pylon. Because you're gonna need a second one to wall it in over here. This already looks like a very link floodable game to me as it is. Maybe Reynor doesn't want to risk it. He goes Forge. Alright. Maybe Reynor doesn't want to risk it. Looks like Reynor's just gonna go for a third hatch. Fair enough. Not really taking any chances. What is the Forge for? Wait, we're going Stalker into Sentry? This is so far off the beaten path that I am inclined to say it's garbage. But maybe it's okay. This is SOS after all we're talking about. This man did win the World Championships twice. Admittedly, it's more than a decade ago at this point. StarCraft 2 has been around for a while. And these days, the game is a lot more figured out than, well, it was back then. +1 armor! +1 armor? Why would we go +1 armor? Yeah, so he is indeed needing another pylon over here. Wait, it's still not walled! Ah! It's still not walled! This is disgusting. Oh, I hate everything about this. I'm actually losing my mind here. What is happening at the absolute, like the highest level of StarCraft 2? How in the world are, oh, it's so ugly. Hallucinated Oracle, by the way, gets scouted. That sentry desperately trying to run away for its life. Oh. He all army hotkeyed, by the way, so that Oracle is most definitely fake. Because it got... Oh. Stop. Take it away, man. Unplug my monitor. I hate everything about this wall. It's so... Look, he's got the supply block right now, too. Hero... Look, I kind of malt when I see Hero do it, but at least Hero is winning. Like, he's literally the most earningest player of 2026 so far. Like, Hero is winning tournaments left, right, and center. So it's hard to argue with the results. This is a Glaive Adept push with +1 armor when we had the Cybercore done and we could have gone Twilight Council, but now we go Twilight Council instead at this point in time? What is this? Do we go Glaive Adepts? No, we go Charge! But Zealots benefit so greatly from +1 attack! Okay, he goes +1 attack on the back of it. I hate it. This is really bad. Reynor... Sorry, maybe I should be a little bit more neutral as a caster. But seriously, this is... Hallucinated Prism. This is like SOS has been watching viewer-submitted replays and then decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give this Silver League build a try. Look, he all-army hotkeyed it back again. Reynor, though, is going for a Ling Ravager all-in. And, yeah, that's a really good start of the fight. Now, +1 carapace or +1 armor here for those units is kind of sweet. No micro on the Adepts possible, though, because of the wraparound. GG gets called. And the award for, like, the absolute worst wall in the history of StarCraft 2 goes to... SOS. Congratulations. That was highly entertaining. And maybe I watch too much StarCraft that it bothers me this much, but also a little bit painful.